Hello viewers, welcome to Campus BLIST on SAC TV. We are good to see you. We've been planning this for so long to bring you the very best talk show and entertainment on SAC TV. And your queen of social issues is right here. My name is Kelly Josie. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a comment at the comment section below. Tell us what you're enjoying on the show, and we are always expecting your feedback. Remember, of course, that this program is brought to you by The People's Lifestyle and Cassidy Image and IT Solution. They are the ones supporting and holding us tight all this while. For any sponsorship, you can call us on 0553 286218. 0553 286218. Today's section is about e-levy controversies and IMF trend in Ghana. We could all remember that on the 17th November 2021, the Minister of Finance announced during the presentation of the 2022 budget statement and economic policy the introduction of e-levy of 1.75% on electronic transaction over 100 cedis per day. It was then reduced to 1.5%. This got a lot of Ghanaians talking, showing their displeasure and unhappy about it. The government informed us that when we accept the e-levy, we won't be seeking help from IMF. And finally, e-levy was passed in Parliament. The government has now informed us that we are going back to IMF to seek help because we couldn't generate the amount of revenue they wanted. These are some of the trendy news that is circulating around in Ghana right now, and I'm honored to have two special guests right here with me. And joining me, I'm having Kezia Amwa from the Department of Social Studies, Department of Social Studies, and also Justice John Pego from the School of Communication and Media Studies, specifically in studying strategic communication. Thank you. Welcome to Campus BLIST.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's dive straight to the conversation. I'll start with Kezia because ladies first. Okay, so why the introduction of e-levy at the first place, please?
Okay, so from the finance minister, he said the e-levy is to generate revenue to help the economy of Ghana. So that's why the e-levy was passed on in Parliament for the economy to be better. So.
Okay, Mr. Jack, Pego.
Yeah, I would want to say good evening to you, the production team, and then your viewers, and then also thank you for the opportunity to be here. Yes, as we all know, the government through the Minister of Finance, Ken Oforiatta, made us understand that for every country to develop, the country would have to rely mainly on tax to support its developmental agendas or agendas, which we are all aware of. And this, in the right wisdom of government, that is why they have come up with the e-levy. Yeah.
So should we say e-levy has been a failure?
Yes. If you ask me, I will say yes. E-levy has been one of the major policies of this particular government that has failed us. Yes, and I have my reasons for saying that. Yeah.
Okay, Kezia, what do you think? Has e-levy been a failure?
Yes, I would also say yes, because I think e-levy needed a lot of education for the Ghanaian society to accept and to know the concept behind e-levy. And then we didn't understand e-levy, so the local people did not buy into e-levy, and so it became a failed policy. So yes, e-levy has failed us.
They did a lot to let us understand that e-levy.
Yes, that's right. But then you see, it's a policy which, if they had taken their time, it's timing. So if they had taken their time to educate the local people, especially those in the rural areas, because I'm sure my mom wouldn't want to deposit money through MTN or Vodafone or Airtel to go anymore. She'd rather take her monies and put it in her drawer or in her entama and then tie it somewhere, because she thinks they are going to deduct her a huge sum of money if she's sending 1,000 or 2,000 to her suppliers. So if they had educated the Ghanaians, especially traders, more on these e-levy policies, I think it would have helped Ghana. But then I think they did their best, but it wasn't enough. They were rushing. They had to take their time, so I think they failed with this part. Yeah.
Thank you. John.
Yes, as I said earlier, that it's one of the policies that has failed, and my major reason is the timing of the policy. We are all aware that the whole world, the country Ghana not an exception, just came out of COVID-19, and then every economy is just recovering. And if the economies are recovering, we should bear it in mind that the individuals are also suffering. They have also gone through the COVID-19 and all its adverse effects that it's having on us as a country. Every individual has that experience. So if we are talking about bringing the economy of the country back to life, the first thing we should be looking at is the individuals. COVID-19, for over a year, lots of people were not working. People lose their jobs. Others, their incomes reduced, especially those who are entrepreneurs or those who are in the private sector. So if you want to tax these people at this time, I believe the timing was wrong. If government had waited probably next year, and then when we see that at least the economy has gotten back to certain stage before the introduction of the e-levy, it would have helped us as a country. Yeah.
Now we are going back to IMF to seek help. The same government that told us that we can go to IMF if we accept e-levy. So why has the government gone to IMF to seek help? Kezia.
Well, we were hoping that e-levy was going to rescue Ghanaians from a failed economy, and then unfortunately for us, e-levy failed us. So we had to maneuver our ways out and find someone to rescue us. So I mean, IMF is the best place to go, since any country who is a member of the IMF could get let's say a loan from the IMF due to their contributions. There's few contributions they make to the IMF, so they are eligible to take loans from it. So I think Ghana going back to IMF isn't wrong, it's okay. I think they would help the economy, advise if we are going to accept and then go by their advice.
What's your opinion?
It's not a bad thing as an individual, and then from where I sit, it's not a bad thing to go back to IMF. But same as the introduction of the e-levy, I still think that the timing is what the problem is. At the time we were talking about introducing the e-levy, I think that would have been the best time to go to IMF, because at that time, even the layman got the understanding that things were not going right because of the COVID-19 and its adverse effect. Yes, Russia-Ukraine war is having a toll on every country, but I don't think that is a major contributing factor to our economic woes.
They are using that as an excuse.
It is true. They are using it. They are using it as an excuse. But I am saying that I don't think it's a major contributing factor. But I think COVID has done us more harm than Russia and Ukraine at this moment. So if at the time they had wanted to introduce the e-levy, I think that would have been the best time to fall on IMF. But this time things has gotten out of hand. And you see, it is one thing to let your people understand that we are okay. And then at the end of the day, you make a U-turn. The question here will be that at the time we came out of COVID, were we not aware, or the signals were not there that things were going wrong? You see, so going to IMF, yes, it's a good thing, but the timing. But you see, going to IMF is just like you are stranded. You need assistance. And I don't think anybody or any country in this world wouldn't want to seek for assistance from any place. Even the biggest economies that we always refer to, the UK, the US, China and things, even they also seek for help. So to me, it's not a bad thing as an individual.
Okay, this is getting interesting, and we are still on Campus BLIST talking about IMF and levy. We are going for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Hello viewers, welcome back to Campus BLIST on SAC TV, and for any sponsorship you can call us on 0553 286218, 0553 286218, or if you want to be a guest on my show, you can still call that number. I'm going to ask my guest what has been the economic hardship in Ghana. John, so what do you think has been the economic hardship in this country?
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. If we're talking about economic hardship, I think if I understand your question very well, you want to know the cause of the economic hardship in the country. Yes, as we said earlier, I think the COVID-19 played a major role in our current situation. Yes, Russia, Ukraine has contributed, but for me, I think the way we're managing the economy, it's a big problem. We're not setting our priorities right. You see, a study has it that, or a report from the Ministry of Finance and then the Statistical Service, that annually about 5 billion Ghana cedis is being lost through tax exemptions. 5 billion. Now, if the companies that are being exempted from paying tax, and then the individuals that are also being exempted from paying tax, if government or the managers of the economy will take a critical look at these things, and then, you know, some of the companies, they do not deserve the exemptions that they are being given, and then the percentages. Let's take, for instance, we have gone to, let's say, China for a loan to construct our roads. And then there are conditions that they have attached to that loan facility, is that the road will be constructed by their citizens or their contractors. Now, if these contractors are coming to work for us, they are not coming to do that work free. We're going to pay them out of the loan that has been granted the country. But we now go ahead and then grant them tax exemptions on whatever equipment or items they are bringing into this country. Meanwhile, they are not working for us for free. So why should we exempt them from paying tax? You see, so if we look at distance and then reconsider such decisions, I think the monies that are being lost in tax will come back to us. And then the next thing is a study conducted by the Journal for Money Laundering Control, the volume 22. It says that all over the world, about 20% of GDP goes into tax evasion. The question we need to ask is this: why are citizens evading tax? It is probably because there are certain things that citizens want to see. They want to see a proof that, okay, the tax I am paying, this is what is coming out of it. But because we are not seeing it, okay, I will not pay. Let's take a critical look at this e-levy thing. Yes, it has failed. And one of the contributing factors is that we are evading the tax. You see, because we think or we believe that the tax we have paid all this while we are not seeing the results. So instead of from my mobile money wallet to maybe my parents or whoever, I decide to go to the merchant and then deposit it direct into that person's account. If I do that, I will not be paying e-levy.
Yeah, my father too is even sending me 100 cedis. Yeah, my father too is even sending me 100 cedis so that they won't take tax from it.
I'll send it 100 in bits.
Yeah.
Today I send 100, tomorrow I send 100. I am evading tax, and all these ones are as a result of, let me say, the failure on the part of successive governments to prove to citizens what they are using the tax for. So I think these are some of the things that are contributing to the economic hardship that we are experiencing as a country.
Oh, okay. Kezia.
Well, my brother has said it all. I mean, he's said from taxation and other issues. So I would like to add just a little bit on the continuous increase in the prices of fuel, which has also led to the increment of prices of goods in the market. Even if some goods on the market, some prices, the fuel price doesn't affect it, but then some traders would intentionally increase the prices of their goods, which is actually making the economy really hard for us. Yeah, so it's rather causing inflation.
Yeah.
To the.
Kezia. So what should we do as a country, or what should we do so that we won't be seeking help from IMF?
What should we do as a country?
Yeah, as a country.
There's a whole lot of things we should be doing as a country. I think we should focus on our agricultural produce, that is our locally made goods. If we actually focus our share local produce things now, it would help us, because instead of depending on the foreign produced things that are imported into the country, would rather be producing more and then selling it. Will be exporting them, and we will get revenue from that. And even within, we could sell those foods like cassava, tomato, maize, and other farm produce. So I think we focusing on our locally made stuff would actually help a little bit, if not all.
Okay, John, what should you do as a country to stop us from going to IMF, always seeking help? Because I learned that this is the 17th time of going to IMF.
Yes, Kelly, before I come to what we should do as a country, I think we cannot do away with IMF. There is no way, in my view, that will say that we'll stop going to IMF. The reason being that we are not an island. Ghana is not an island on its own. So we would definitely need help from them. It may not be through monetary things, but we can ask or seek for advice as to how to run our economy or to do certain things.
Is our government ready to listen to us?
It is yes and a no. It is yes and a no. Yes and a no in this way that you see, one reason why government would not or may not listen to citizens is that we do too much partisan politics as a country. You see, the situation in which we find ourselves at the moment, if somebody from the opposition party or from any of the opposition parties is saying something that will help us as a country, because that person is coming from the other side, government may not or would not be ready to listen to them. And same way, should any of the opposition parties come into power, it is the same thing that happens. So as I am saying, you see, IMF, we cannot do away with them because we definitely need their advice. But what we'll do to maybe stop always asking for financial assistance, in my view, is that we need to invest in our citizens. You see, we need to invest in our citizens. How do we invest in our citizens? Look, this country is blessed. My sister talked about investing in agriculture. We have the lands. You see, there are youths that are ready to go into agriculture, but they don't have the finances to start with whatever they want to do. You see, so government can make an allocation, okay, that if a youth or somebody, a young person wants to go into farming, and if we're talking about farming, it is not just about maybe crop farming or whatever, you understand me, animal farming and all those things, they are parts of the farming. Any youth that wants to go into it, there could be an allocation that let's give this amount of money to them as a startup capital. I have a friend who just finished his master's in China, and then, you know, when he finished, the Chinese government has given them a startup capital to start business. They have not offered them white collar job, you see, because it is from these businesses that the government can get tax from. So I think we should be looking at investing in our own citizens.
Thank you so much. I really love to go and listen to this, but time is not on our side. Unfortunately, this is where we are going to end our discussion for today. Any last word from you, Kezia?
From me, well, thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on your show, and I'm really grateful to your team, your producers, and I mean everyone. Okay, so to an advice or a little thing I would say to our politicians up there, they should sometimes listen to us, the citizens. If they really listen to us, they would get one or two things. And going to IMF isn't a bad idea. We could go to IMF in a lot of ways. They could teach us how to manage our resources, how to govern our country, a lot of things. So they should give it a positive, Ghanaians should accept it, and then we should give it a go ahead.
John, my last word. Please cut it short for me.
Yes. I'll make it short. Yes. I would want to say that government would seriously have to look at how to invest into its own citizens. We need to invest into our indigenous industries, and then the citizens as well. And then the tax exemption that I spoke about earlier, let's take a critical look at it, a second look at it. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank the management of SAC TV for this opportunity, and then special greetings to the Dean of the School of Communication and Media Studies, Dr. Christian Hammond. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any social media handles? Do you have any social media handles? Okay. Hello viewers. A special thanks to the People's Lifestyle. They are into event planning, artist management, clothing brands such as Share, Jeans, and many more. You can contact them on 0266 812910, 0266 812910, and also Cassidy Image and IT Solution. They are into videography, business flyers, web development, and many more. Please contact them on 0551093683 or 0578710016, 0551093683 or 0578710016. A special thanks to Ceci's Thrifty Closet for my outfit. Thank you for this outfit. If you are shopping today, just add Ceci's Thrifty Closet to your list. They are located at Achimota Mile 7 and also on campus right here in Winneba. contact her on 0249 896244. 0249 896244. She does delivery. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. And thank you. A special thanks to Ebenezer Piakubi for supporting me. Thank you so much. How can I forget my viewers? Thank you so much for watching us, and I'll be glad to meet you all other times. And shout out to my producer, my manager, and all the production team. Miss Gentleman, shout out to you. Shout out to Helena. Thank you so much. Until then, we say bye.